Hello, hello, my name is Yanni. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross stitch channel where we talk about cross stitch and projects and flosses, and sometimes we make plans because we love to make plans. And this time I want to record a video with my the projects that I finished on 2022. So yeah. This is going to be a video with all the projects that I fully finish on 2022 or that I stitch on 2022. So yeah, I hope it doesn't go too long, but yeah, let's see what happened. Okay, first I want to show you a sampler by Hands Across the Sea. This is The Love Divine by Nicola Parman. And this year, I think that my main theme or my main focus was to personalize my projects. I'm, well, if you are new here, welcome. I am a Mexican stitcher, and I love to play with my projects and to personalize my projects and to change colors and use flosses and materials that I have, locally, or that I can transform or to use in my projects. So this year, most of my stitching is very Yanni, very personalized. And in this case, with this sampler, I really love this part of the original design, these lovely specialty stitches. And I decided to play all around with different specialty stitches and changing the colors. And yeah, I also love to change the phrases on in English on samplers, and I sometimes translate the phrase to Spanish, and sometimes I change it to a poem or words that means something to me. So in this case, I changed to a fragment of Pablo Neruda, and this is a sampler for my husband and me, and I added my initials and his initial. And this is a frame that I got really cheap. I also do my framing using local frames that I can get, and my husband Carlitos helped me to adjust the size of these frames. So yeah, and in this case I add this mat and put some coffee stains, like coffee cup marks, because we love coffee, so it's part of our sampler. So yeah, this is The Love Divine by Hands Across the Sea, really personalized by me. And this fabric is a local fabric that I got here in my city. It's like an even width, 36, 38, because it's not really that even. But I love to work with this fabric. It's a cotton fabric, so when I dye this fabric, the colors are just really lovely. This is another project that I finished this year. This is by Blackbird Design. It's called Blackberry House. Yeah, the fabric, it's an Aida 18 that I dye. In this case, I dye with crepe paper, and I love the effect of this fabric. This was more a fabric for like a mermaid or something like that, but I decided to use in this really classic sampler, and the fabric is really striking and different, so I love it. And with this sampler, I changed the letter G for my nephew. His name is Gerardo, So I decided to dedicate this piece to him, and I love it. I love it. It's so pretty. The color of the fabric, it's really different, but I really, really love it. So this is another project that I finished this year. Another one is a project that I started many years ago, and originally I started in the original colors, like a greenish blue color. It's Floralie by Papillon Creation, but I decided to start again that project and stitch it as a red sampler. I use DMC 115, one of my favorite floss. I love using DMC 115 for red samplers, and I love how this came out. The fabric also, it's a local cotton fabric. It's an even weave that I coffee dyed and bake. So it's really, really pretty. And the count is 36 count. And I usually with 36, I only use, I stitch 1/2, but in this case, I stitch 2/2, and the crosses look so tiny and so, like chunky. It's something that I don't usually enjoy on my projects, but in this one, it looks so pretty, and I love it. I love it. It's really, really beautiful. And this is one of the projects that I had for many years. So to being able to finally finish it, it made me so happy. So yeah. Another project that I have and I finished, it's by Old Forest, is Russian Windows by Old Forest. It's a lovely, lovely design. You can get this design on Old Forest, the page of Old Forest, and they sell you the full kit with the flosses and everything, but I just got the PDF pattern, and I decided to dye my own flosses, to look very similar to the original color scheme. And I just add sulky, is the darker blue, but the rest of the flosses are DMC that I dyed. So I really love this design. It looks so serene and so classic and elegant. I really, really love it. And this was a frame that my husband helped me to adjust to the right side, and I painted in a like white green shade. So really, really pretty. I love it. I love it. And I have stitched different projects by All Forest, and they are always so pretty and so nice to stitch. I have a few whips, and I'm going to start new projects by All Forest. So yeah, another project that I'm so proud to finally finish this year is a beautiful sampler by Moira Blackburn. Is the Three Things sampler that I started a few years ago, and was one of the first samplers that I start, and one of the first samplers that start my love for this type of designs, for the samplers. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not a reproduction. It's an original design by Moira. And again, I translate the central phrase to Spanish, and I changed some colors, some details. I added, phrases in Spanish. But this is such a beautiful project. The colors, I use DMC and a fabric that I dyed, a local fabric. But the final result is so beautiful. It's such an amazing piece. I'm really proud of this. And the frame that we choose, it's a really thin, black, simple frame but I think the sampler looks really, really gorgeous, and I love it. I love it. I'm so happy that I finally finished this project. Another project that I stitched and finished this year is Gather Here by Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. And I love it. It's one of her Nashville releases. And I really, really love this the aesthetic of this project, like an old, I don't know, this kind of a style, like a stamp. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I decided to use Gloriana silk, and I changed the placement of the phrase to the top part. But I love it. I love it. I hand dyed the fabric. Again, it's a local fabric, and I added a little eco print with leaves in the background of the fabric. So yeah, I really, really love this design. I decided to paint the frame. It's a wooden frame, and it's a little, distressed. So yeah, I really love this design, and it's very simple and really, really pretty. Another simple and beautiful design is All We Need Is Love. Is by a designer that I knew on Instagram. Her name is Arina, and her design is Victoria House Design. And I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful and so simple, very classic. I really love it. I decided to use a fabric that is very similar to the colors of the stitching, but to give this like classic look. And the striking part, of course, are the red pomegranate. So I really, really love this design, and I really enjoy stitching this sampler. Really pretty. And you see a lot of samplers, because I continue with my love of samplers, but I was missing something. My mirabilias. So my next project, of course, was a mirror. This is Fairy Flora by Nora Corbett, and I love this design. With this sampler, with this with this mirror, I decided to stitch it on my local fabric, hashtag tiny mirror, because it's almost a 38 count. So I stitched it with one floss of DMC, and I changed the color of her skin, and I love it. I added some crystals and changed the beads and the metallics, but I love it. This is such a classical mirabilia design, and I love how she looks. She's so beautiful, and once was my first skin conversion as a mirror, and it's I call her my morenita, like dark skin color. So yeah, I really, really love how she looks. I'm in love of this design. This chart was a gift from a dear stitcher, Kathy. Thank you very much. And she sent me this pattern, and she already stitched her, so her pattern, have these marks, and I love it. I love it to have this pattern that belonged to another stitcher. I feel so connected to the community. Another project that I finished this year is All Are Equal in Debt by Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob de Graaf. So I changed again. I added a fragment of a poem, and I stitched with black. It was CXC, the polyester floss in black, and with the green Gloriana silk. And the fabric, it's an Aida 18 that I dyed. I love this project. It looks so pretty. And one of my daughters you know, she said, Mom, this is my project. So she took away this project. And right now I say, could you please borrow my stitching, because I need to make, a review of my projects. And she let me show you the stitching, but she said it's her piece. Another one of the projects that I stitched this year, and I am so proud and so happy, is Princess Eliana from Mirabilia as a beautiful Mexican Catrina. I made the conversion of her face, and I changed all the colors of the project, and added all these crystals, change her hair, add a lot of specialty stitches, change the beads, you know, completely a Jani point of view of Eliana. But I'm so happy with the final result. I feel so proud that, and I don't know, is an effort as a cross stitcher to see me represented in one of the pieces that I stitch, or in all of them, how I can change and I can make my own all these beautiful pieces. And I feel so happy. And this year, as I mentioned, I try to personalize all my pieces, and most important, to enjoy this process, to enjoy this freedom of doing whatever I want with my pieces. They are my stitching, and the idea is to have fun and to enjoy each moment of this process. So I stitch with that in mind. So I totally in love of all these changes that I made, and I am so proud of all of them. And talking about changes and personalizations, this is another of the projects that I finished. This is Botanical Garden by Mirabilia, and this was like a wish come true, to have this close up of one of Nora's characters. And I love her face. I love all of this. I'm in love. I use a fabric that I dye with color paper, with crepe paper. I change the color of her skin. I change the colors of the beads. I change some of the features of the backstitch of her face, the golden piece on her hair. And yeah, I love her so much. She's such a beautiful Mirabilia. And the moment I saw the release, I was in love. I knew I have to stitch her. So yeah, I have to wait like a month and a half or 2 months to get the pattern. And that was because one of my friends helped me to buy the pattern on United States, and they sent to her mom, and her mom sent to her here in Mexico, and she sent it to me. So it's always a struggle. But yeah, I love it. I love it. She's Botanical Garden. And another project that I finished this year, it's a sampler from Blackbird Design, and in honor of Barbara Adams, I stitched a bit of spring. It's from the book Oh La La, and I made it a monochromatic red sampler with DMC 115, and I stitched it on a printed Aida. It's an Aida that it's a 14 count Aida that I took to one of those stores that print like tote bags, or fabric for decoration. And I asked them if they can print in an Aida, and they did. So Yeah, I love it. I love how it looks, and it's a form of showing my love for the blackbird designs and for Barbara Adams, and I think it looks really really pretty. So another project that I finished this year, and I think it's my favorite finish of this year, of recent years. It's a Chattaline. It's a Chattaline that I started 17 years ago. So yeah, it has been with me so many years and share with me my love for cross stitch, my evolution as a stitcher. Um, it's a piece that I love so much, and it's of course a gorgeous piece of stitching, and I'm talking about Misty Morning Vineyard by Chattaline. Is this is a mandala design with these beautiful peacocks and full of specialty stitches and crystals and beads, and this is one of those times when you regret, that you can really show how beautiful it is in real life. It's never going to be the same to watch through a picture or a video. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of stitching, and I love her so much. So yeah, this is, I guess, my favorite finished piece of 2021, and I feel so proud and so emotional with this, because we have been through together for so much, and it has been this piece has been a witness of my progress as a stitcher, and from different stage in my life. And yeah, it's it's amazing how we let part of who we are in our stitching pieces. So yeah, I feel really really proud and really really happy to with this Misty Morning Vineyard. And my last finish for 2021, it's a piece that I just finished a few hours ago. It's Quaker Welcome by Lila's Studio, or Lila's Studio, and it's a beautiful sampler that I have this pattern for some time ago, and all the time that I see this project stitched, I fell in love, over and over again, and I always ask me, why don't you stitch it? And I decided to give it a try and to finish it and to stitch it for my collection, because I have this frame, and it was, a little smaller than the whole project. I decided to skip a part of the design where it has a road of the lower case letters. So I decided to skip that part in my design, and in order to adjust the side of my frame. But I think it looks just as beautiful as the full design. Yeah, and I personalized the this central motif with my initials and Carlitos and the year that we got married. Yeah, and I love it. I love it. I'm so happy to have, stitched this piece, because finally I can see on my wall this beautiful sampler. So yeah, these are my finishes, my stitches of the year. I also frame some of my scissors collection. So this is a really heavy wooden frame, but you can see it's not actually a stitchy piece, but it's part of my fully finish of the year. So yeah, I'm going to need another frame because I have a few more scissors to display, but I love how they look, and this is one of my finishes of the year. Also, I finish a couple of small things. I usually don't stitch small things, but this year I finished this pin keeper in this metal little cup, and a wood bobbin or spool. No, it's a spool with this little, detail, stitching detail. So yeah, I'm also stitch little things sometimes. And I finished my Olympic stitcher because the Olympics. Yeah, and I finished in this plastic hoop on my back. Sometimes I take care of my bag, and I do this type of bags, not because it's the perfect bag or the bag that you have to stitch, but also because it's part of the fun. I love all the back sides of my stitching, and I like to play with the options. So yeah, this is my stitcher Olympic or Olympic stitcher. And also this year I participate in the drop thread trade. In Spanish, it was tarjetas que nos unen. So it was a really, really beautiful activity. So another project that I did this year, and I have all my cards here to my new projects, and to put my flosses here. I in love of that. I also participate in the common thread, and I try to include my Spanish community, and we did it with the hashtag El hilo común que nos une, and it was wonderful to know and to being able to create this bridge between the Spanish community and the English community. It was amazing. I also I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to make a virtual event on Instagram where we talk about cross stitch, and had guesses and different stitchers around the world. And in my Instagram account, we have the full day talking about cross stitch, and it was a wonderful experience. So yeah, I think that is my review of 2021, and getting ready to start 2022 with new projects, with projects that I have as a whip, and continue stitching on them, making more activities, try to make this wonderful community grow, and be part of my life every day, and really enjoying you know being a stitcher right now. So I'm really happy. Thank you for being here with me all this year, and I only wish you a wonderful 2022, full of stitching, and full of good things for you and your family. Take care of you, take care of your family, and I'm sure you're going to see more of Janice Teacher in my next video. Bye bye.